Hey, it's Friday, January 25th, 2019. This is Trade Graph Trading, and I have three trades I'm going to show you for today. So if you're a new day trader and you're looking to get into day trading, that's basically what I'm making this channel for. Anybody that wants to know, what it takes to get in, and basically just wants to try and avoid all those pitfalls that you inevitably come across when you first start day trading. I'm going to make videos that kind of help you, you know, avoid those problems and take it slow. That would be my first advice: is take it slow, paper trade first. But mainly, I'm going to show you the type of trades that I like, that I think are good for new day traders, because usually they're low risk, and they won't kill your account if you end up if it ends up going against you in some manner. So first I'm going to show you a trade I did, which is, this is what I would say is don't do something like this, which is I traded within the first 2 minutes. I took this trade, and I did this because it popped up on a VWAP scan that I have. I use Trade Ideas, which is a scanning software. I would say if you're going to eventually day trade for full time, you're going to need Trade Ideas. It's the best software on the planet for day trading, scanning. You can make all sorts of scans you want. There's scans out there that you can get from other people, but it's the best software out there. So I think it popped up on my, I want to say it popped up on a VWAP scan early in the day. I'm not sure. Yeah, here it is, 530 BHGE. So that's a scan I made, and I got in right here at the high here because it was above VWAP. This purple line is VWAP, volume weighted average price, and it was above the 200 moving average on a 5-minute chart. So this is a 5-minute chart. This was dumb. I should never have gotten into this. I thought I was looking at the yearly, and it had kind of gapped up from yesterday, which you can kind of see on this chart here. This shows 2 days. It ended the day here, and it gapped up here, and I thought it was just going to run. And it ended up coming down. I put a line here for my stop. It ended up coming down and whipping me out right away. And then you see what happened. I mean, it's it's not a very smooth chart. But yes, so for new day traders, I'd say do not trade. Definitely don't trade within the first 15 minutes. I have tried to avoid the first 30 minutes, at least when I first started, definitely, because there's just too much action. It's hard to see setups as well. There's just too much going on that it's just hard to get a good read on, unless you've been doing it a long time and you really have a good grasp of it. So I'd say just don't trade. Definitely don't trade in the first 15 minutes if you're a new day trader. And I'd go even further and say the first 30 minutes, because it's after the first 30 minutes things start to set up. And if you're gonna trade a nice slow all-day trade that goes up all day or down all day, if you're shorting it, those set up later. You'll be able to see those, forming later on. So I would avoid the first 30 minutes altogether. Having said that, I did take another trade within the first 15 minutes, actually. It was the first 15 minutes, and that was National Grid. So this is a gas stock. Now, I got in this. This also showed up on my VWAP scan. I'll show you. There it is, NGG. And it showed up at 940. So I got in right here above. See, this is my VWAP scan. Basically looks for stocks that are riding above VWAP, volume weighted average prices, purple line, and approaching the 200 moving average. And that's not 200 day. That's 200 moving average on a 5-minute chart. And that's what happened here. It shot up today, and it also, let me show you what happened. So you can see it gap down, but I'll show you that on the yearly. So had a big green day yesterday. I should zoom in. You can't really see that very well. You can just ignore these lines. These are targets that I put up there. So you can see it had a nice day. It's been moving up nice and slow over the last month, and it moved up a lot yesterday, but it gapped way down. So this probably showed up also in a gapping scan that I have, but I saw it in my VWAP scan because of this. I look for these little wedges. So I jumped in. I saw this little doji. What this means is, see, it's a yellow with a long tail. It means it opened and closed at the same price. So it opened at 52.26 and closed at it. But what happened in the meantime during this 5 minutes is it opened, tried to push down. The sellers tried to push it down. Look what happened. Right as soon as it hit VWAP, it pushed right back up in that 5 minutes and ended here. So I said, you know what? That's a good sign for me. I'll take that. So I got in right here above the 200 moving average, got nervous because of what happened. It started to move down a little, right? And this little doji here made me nervous too because it was trying to push above 200 moving average, and you see all these topping tails, couldn't do it, came down, and look how close it came to my stop. My stop was at 518. I got in at 52.29, so only 11 cents. Really, really tight, and that's the kind of trades that, as a new day trader, you can work those little trades. But also, if you're new at day trading, you're not risking a lot. If you took 100 shares, you're only risking $11. Really, that's manageable. So yeah, so it started moving down, but then look at this. These bottoming tails below VWAP, which means it tried to push below VWAP and couldn't. So that's why I like this VWAP 200 moving average scan, because it tells you a lot that's going on in between here. It's not sure where it wants to go above 200, it can't. It wants to go below VWAP, it can't. So then I look what's going to happen next. Look what's happened. Boom, it shot up. So I kind of jumped in early here. Probably should have waited and gotten in here when I saw these bottoming tails below VWAP. Could have made it even tighter. It could have been just like an 8 or 7 cent buffer. But I got in here at 52.29, and then this was beautiful. Shot up right through. Whenever I see this shooting through the 200 moving average on a 5-minute chart, it makes me happy because I know that it's busting through and I can use that as support. So as soon as that happened, I started moving my stop up. This is just the original stop I had, but I moved it up to the below that little bar, and then it kept moving up, and I moved it up and up and up, and then it got to my 52.51. My little alert going off there. Maybe I'll show you that. So it got above that, and I hit my first target, and I took it. So I got alerts going off all over the place. So and I took all profits right here. So I got in and got out. So that was a really, really good trade. I was happy with that, and you can see on this 15-minute chart, 15-minute candles, shot up, and you can see it kind of was riding below this 10 EMA, which I find to be very helpful on a 15-minute chart. But now it busted above it, so who knows? It could keep going. It could. My next target is 62.62. Could 52.62 could hit that. Who knows? But I'm out of it. I took all my profits right here. So yeah. So the next thing I want to show you is a short, and this was later in the day. Where is it? Yeah, here. So I love this. So this showed up. This is again how I mentioned this before about adapting to trades. And there's a couple things I want to show you about this trade that I've mentioned in other videos as well, but I want to hammer it home because it's really important for new day traders to know. This showed up in a bounce scan that I have that looks for stocks that have gone down and then are coming back up through VWAP, right? And it showed up earlier in the day right around here. So I took notice of it, but then what happened? It kind of dropped below VWAP. So obviously, I could have just said, "Oh, it's not doing the bounce, right? So it's not going to do." But I took notice of it because once it broke below VWAP again, as it did early in the day, broke below VWAP again here. What happened? This happened the other day. I made a video about a stock that I shorted. The same thing happened. Kind of tried to regress back to VWAP, and then you get this doji. Again, it ended right where it started. This 5-minute period, 1590, a tail above VWAP. But comes right back down below VWAP. So that tells you that sellers tried to bring it up, they couldn't. Buyers tried to bring it up, couldn't. Sellers kind of tried to bring it down a little, they couldn't. And it ended where it started. So then you look at the next candle. What's going to happen? And what happened? It was a down candle. That's when I got in. I got in right at 1584. And look what happened. It was almost a straight drop down, right? Right to this 200 moving average, which I got out all my shares, but it kept going. It's kind of disappointing I didn't hold on to a few shares, but this was still a great drop. This was say I got in at 1584 and I got out at 1560-ish. Yeah, so 24 cents, which was a nice little drop, and then it kind of this little 2-bar pullback and then dropped again, and then a little bit of a pullback back to the 200 moving average, but dropped again. So this is one of those stocks where you look for the indicators like this to tell you, hey, this could be a good short here, even though it showed up on a scan that usually is made for bounces. And this was ugly, so I never would have taken this anywhere around here as a bounce because it's just, you could see it's red, green, and tails and just sloppy. But then it started tightening up actually when it dropped below VWAP. So that's when, when I took notice right around here. So yeah, so that's it for the day. It's already 12:30. It's Friday, so I'm probably just going to call it quits. I'm happy to be in the black today, and this week was a really good week. So If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comments. I'll answer them, especially if you're trying to get into day trading. I'll give you any advice I can. So that's it. So have a good weekend, guys. I'll see you next week.